I try to get faster every time I do this to like bring everything in. I wish there was a button I could push to like launch everyone in. It was hard picking the thumbnail for this week because I was like, I don't know which one I want to do. I really wanted to do Tony D, but then I was like, I'm going to do Cody and Roman. So
could have done Punk and McIntyre too.
Yeah, or McIntyre's staples. Good God.
Ugh.
My wife works
You're
in the
muted, Jason.
Yep. 16 staples. That was rough.
I know my old lady works in healthcare, and I showed her that, and she was like, she's used to seeing that stuff, and she was still like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah,
so,
that was nuts.
So another one I added to the file of wrestling is fake. I was just like, print, and I'm just gonna put that in here. There we go. Totally fake. Come back at me. So I want to do something different. I actually want to start off with something from Bad Blood, but not do the Bad Blood recap. I want to start off with this.
Oh my God. If I've ever thrown up in my life looking at something.
I mean,
I don't think it's too bad. I'm not going to lie. I think it's okay for the belt. The concept's lazy. It's lazy booking, showing that they don't need any story going into the Crown Jewel show. But yeah. I don't think the belt's too bad. I'm not going to lie. A lot of rhinestones on there, though.
It's not rhinestones. It's 50 carats of diamonds.
Yeah, sure thing. I'll believe that when I see it.
I'm not buying this replica. This will be one of few that I don't have any interest in buying.
Yeah.
I would say I like the 24/7 belt over that.
But what the Saudis pay for, they get.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, damn well this is something that they probably wanted. They're like, we want our own belt, so
make it gaudy as F. Like,
yep,
it's so bad. I mean, Braun Strowman had that Greatest Royal Rumble belt, so it's not unheard of. But that one was better than this one
in history.
Still undefeated.
That's what I thought they were going to unveil as soon as I saw the Crown Jewel podium. I'm like, oh, that's what we're bringing back, huh?
We were sitting there watching it, and I was like, I was thinking it was going to be the women's mid-card titles because they've been rumored for a while, but there was only one belt. So I was like, yeah, that's what this is going to be. But there's also been rumors that they want to unify the WWE and World Heavyweight title again. So I was like, please don't do that. We don't need
that. We just got out of that. We don't need to go back.
No.
Well, anything to take the title off of Gunther, I'm all for.
Get out of
here.
Give
it to Hammerstone.
Can I mute you? Yeah, Hammerstone. Let him have it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Hey, we might have a Goldberg Gunther match coming up too. Who knows?
That's what I was hoping for at Crown Jewel. I was hoping Sammy would have won the title on Monday, and then they have the Goldberg Gunther match, and I can turn that off for 20 minutes.
Goldberg only needs there's only one opponent left for Goldberg that needs to finish their story. He's been called the excellence of execution.
Oh God. Brett versus Goldberg in a wheelchair match. Let's go.
Yeah.
They could have it on speed.
Yeah, there you go.
Brett versus Goldberg in a crybaby match. Whoever cries first loses.
Oh my God.
They both get in the ring and start complaining and yelling at each other and cry.
I see why they're doing this, though, because Triple H always likes to tie up the loose ends, and we go back to the Royal Rumble, not this past one, but before that, and the last two were Cody and Gunther, and he said in the press conference after, and everyone's like, oh, we can't wait to see that match. So it was just like how we did with Randy Orton at Bash and Berlin. He's just tying up that loose end when they really don't want to progress any more stories until after War Games.
Yep.
I'm for it. I mean, Cody's good in the ring. I know a lot of people hate on Cody, but you can't take away his ability. And Gunther is also quite good in the ring. So
best technical wrestler in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
My nose itches.
He's been called the male Sol Ruka.
Oh Jesus! Don't even start with that. That's disrespectful to her, my girl over there.
I think he's similar to like a male Kiana James, though. If you're not gonna lie, they have similar wrestling styles. Like she's more technical, and no, I don't want to call her stiff because that would be offensive. But it's just a more technical, rounded style.
Yeah, I think so. An interesting week. A lot to talk about. I figured I would go chronologically for the main shows, but do these minor ones first. Did you guys already see the spoiler for the Speed Championship?
Yep.
Oh no, I saw it. No, it was on today.
Okay. Was that? Did that air today?
Yeah.
Today at 12. Yep.
Okay, I missed it then. Okay,
So
well,
we can discuss it if we want to.
Oh yeah, then okay, cool. The one I thought wasn't gonna win was the one that won. Like that was my last prediction for who was gonna win the thing.
We all said the same thing. We all did not see her winning it.
Yeah, like that was super surprising. So, I mean, good for her. You know, it's cool that she's got something going on and all that stuff. You know, good that she's got a storyline and all that. I mean, people watch it. I mean, if you look at the views on Twitter, I'm not calling it X. If you look at the views on Twitter, people watch it. So good for her. Yeah. She's in front of people. So
she went from the up, down, down champion to the speed champion.
Oh my God. So yeah. So Candice is your first women's speed champion. So in a way, the women now have I don't even know if it's a mid-card title. Like, I don't even know what you call that. Low card title?
A title. Just a title, period. The only thing that I didn't like about this is she should have shown more excitement after winning the championship. They give her the big fireworks display and everything, and she's just up on the turnbuckle doing nothing. Like, at least be excited, like, because who knows? Like, I don't know if you'll get another championship after this unless they start booking you differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The speed champion is pretty much Elon Musk is a billionaire title. That's it.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is going to cash in at some point.
Bring back the money belt for it, then, if that's the case.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So that was Speed main event. Brooks Jensen defeated Eddie Thorpe, and Alpha Academy defeated Gallus.
That's the same one that aired a few weeks ago.
Okay, I was wondering.
Yeah, they won't be airing. They won't be airing the new ones until 3 weeks after they happen on Peacock. So,
okay,
I don't know why they're doing that, but
I don't know. Yeah, well, we got Level Up. Rizzo defeated Laney Reed, and Dante Chen defeated Harlem Lewis. I want to talk about this one. What are your guys' thoughts on Dante Chen in the ring and his potential for the future?
I think he's decent in the ring. He's good, but I just don't see where he would fit in anywhere on the main roster.
I think we talked about this before. He was kind of like pigeonholed. He was the first. Where's he from? Singapore, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
First Singapore WWE star or something like that. So it sucks when you get kind of pigeonholed like that. Kind of like they did with Mansoor. He was like the token guy for that, and then they got rid of him. So it feels like maybe something like that.
The only good news we got about Level Up is WWE said that in an interview that I can't remember who it was, but they said they have no plans on canceling Level Up in the near future. God. So,
well, and NXT could run a B show. They could easily run a B show, like a full B show. Yeah.
They'll probably move it to on Netflix, to air the replays after. Because right now it's just like main event; you can't get the replays until 3 weeks after, unless you dig deep online. But going back to Dante Chen, like I think you can see him in the mid card, definitely on the main roster, like a few years out from now. He needs a long time to go, but he needs to get rid of that finisher. That gentle touch is crap. He needs a real finisher.
Yeah.
I feel like he could turn into like a Ricochet, and but that'd be like his ceiling, I think. And then probably not even as far as Ricochet went, but I bet they could put him on TV.
I think if he worked on his mic skills and he, tweaked that a little bit, he could, because Ricochet on the mic has always been kind of trash. Never really been the best. He doesn't seem like he worked on it enough. He's coasted by on his in-ring ability. But I think with Dante Chen, if he worked on that, he could possibly become like a mid-card, never hold the title, never hold a mid-card title, but be in that picture.
It's funny you brought up that comparison to Ricochet, because he doesn't fly up, but when you say that, it clicked in my mind. He's a similar body size to like Pac, sort of. So if he could adopt that style, he definitely could, no pun intended, level his game up. But
oh shit!
Did y'all
see what happens?
On the subject of other promotions, did you see who we had rumored that did re-sign with AEW?
Yes. It's the one you wanted to come over, Jason. Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And speaking of them real quick, there are rumors that this weekend's what I forgot the name of their pay-per-view,
Wrestle Dream.
Dream, that Shane might be showing up this weekend as the person that's been pulling the strings for the Blackpool Combat Club.
AEW Underground.
Yep.
Yeah.
And with also with John Moxley's trademark this weekend, we could possibly see what's his face? Damn it, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Sammy Callahan. Yep. He might be coming to AEW because John Moxley trademarked their old tag team name.
Nice.
He was on the intro to Explosion, though, on Friday, so I don't know if they could still use him, but I heard that that's literally what I was about to say when you said that, so we'll see if we see him or not.
Yeah, I did not know about the trademark. That's pretty wild. Okay.
Yep.
Interesting. And I guess what's exciting over in TNA? I guess since we're doing the off-brand stuff,
they have to cancel their tapings for they're gonna air a new show this Thursday, but they had to cancel their tapings because of Hurricane Helene because they were going to be in North Carolina, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Jason before we came on. I've been sitting here like all day watching that coverage and stuff, man. It's crazy. Like, I love Florida, love to travel there, beautiful place, would never own a home there. Years back, there was this comedian named Sam Kinison. I don't know if you ever heard him, but he always do this joke all the time about how we were sending relief aid over to like these deserts in Africa and stuff like that. And he would always be like, you see this? You know what this is? Sand. You know what this is going to be in 20 years? Sand. Quit sending them money, send them U-Hauls. So like, I don't know why people would stay in Florida, and I can't even imagine what their homeowners insurance is. So
well,
I feel for them, but move.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny you say that. So my indirect cousins, they have 2 houses on Anna Maria Island, and they lost one with the last hurricane, and I don't know how they're making out with this one, but they lost it. It's like there's a house in front of it and a house behind, and the one closest to the water got completely taken out with the last hurricane.
And there's another one that's forming that isn't going to be like that big of a deal, but like, man, there's still time left. Oh, I feel for them. So if you're a listener in Florida right now, from what I heard recently, it's too late to evacuate. Go and shelter. So we can say we did our due diligence.
Yep.
So on that note, over to October 4th, we'll start with SmackDown. An interesting show. If Hayes wins, he gets a U.S. Championship match. Carmelo Hayes defeated AJ Styles via referee's stoppage. Dumpster match. Mitchin defeated Chelsea Green. Naomi defeated Tiffany Stratton. And then down to the triple threat ladder match. The Bloodline defeated DIY and the Street Profits to retain the titles. What a show. What a show. How do we feel about the pacing?
It's better than Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I am curious to talk about that as well, because I've been reading a lot of people saying that like that was just all over the place and the pacing was weird, and
they fit in a lot on Monday, but just me personally, I think SmackDown could learn a lot from the way they tried to the way they put everything into Raw this week. But coming out of SmackDown, AJ Styles kind of. That whole thing. I'm hoping it's not a legit injury, but from the way it sounds, it is.
Really?
Let's see. Yeah, the most recent update, it is a legit injury.
Yeah,
I've saw contract coming up too.
That it's legit. I don't know.
I think it's coming up.
If they do like they used to, then he's like Tony Khan did with Ray Phoenix. They're going to extend it because of injury
time. Yeah, I think it's up in January if I remember correctly, but I don't know that for sure.
He renewed in 2019. It looks like
it expires next year. It doesn't say when because obviously we never know because regardless, injury time taken off. Getting added on, but next year's his, and let's see what happens because he did say before he signed this last contract that it's going to be his last wrestling contract that he signs.
I mean, we've talked about this before. I would love for him to have. I love AJ. I was a big AJ Styles fan, like going back to freaking Air Raid. Like, I'd love for him to have a good last run with the title. And I know it was mentioned before. I think we did it last week, but a run on TNA would even be cool.
Even if they don't do a run, I think that they need to have him at least show up there for at least one more pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
Just so, you know, he can say that he did return. Because I know he mentioned he wanted to go back, possibly retire in TNA.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
The only reason why I think it's a work is because look at the circumstances around it. It's literally his first match back. You need to have Carmelo Hayes face Andrade one more time because the series is tied at 3-3. So you can't have him legitimately pin AJ Styles, become number one contender with LA Knight throwing out that opportunity and not give Andrade a chance. So with that, between that, they didn't want to make AJ look weak on his return. They had the shot of him getting checked out by the trainer, and they already had that match looked like scheduled for next week, seeing they already cut a promo segment backstage for it. That's the only reason why I think it's a work.
I know on the subject of LA Knight, I know a lot of us have talked for a long time about wanting to have a championship on LA Knight. How are we feeling about his run so far that he's had with that championship?
I was excited when they gave it to him.
Yeah.
It seemed a little lackluster since.
Yeah.
Because before he had the title, he was, you know, coming out every week, cutting promos. You know, he was there. Yep. In the ring every week. Now it's like 1 week he's not there. He won't be there for 2 weeks, or he'll just randomly show up and not say anything. And it's like they could do a lot more with it.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, I mean, he's one of those stars that you want on TV every week because he's super over. He sells merch. Like, why wouldn't you want him on TV every week? Even if he's just cutting like a promo or doing something backstage, like use your talent. You know,
he had some of the biggest pops like for a while there before he was a champion, and since then it's just like, okay, he's here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's always a big problem though with putting a championship on a babyface. It's very hard to make the title reign live up to the championship run, as we know. From a lot of cases. So, but we'll see what happens. It could, if he has a long run with the title, they could just be in a holding pattern right now. Seeing they had a lot of stuff going into Bad Blood that they probably should have swapped out a few of the matches, in my opinion. But we'll see what comes of it. I'm not judging it yet.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a big Cody fan, but yeah, I mean, having the title on a face after a while, it's kind of like, okay, they need a feud. When he was feuding with Roman, it was awesome because they matched each other in like intensity. But like, who's Cody gonna feud with? I mean, I would predict, I mean, spoilers for Bad Blood, that the Roman and Jimmy are gonna spill over into a feud with the Bloodline. So like, Cody's got to do something else, and like, who's he going to go up against? Like, who do you build that story with?
Well, did you see the attack after?
With KO, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way I could see them going possibly, and that would be a ways out, if anything.
And that's the one thing, like you talked about it, having the titles on the faces, the good guys. I think that's one of the reasons why they took the titles off of DIY so quick after they won it, because you can't have every championship held by a face.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they gave the title to Nia Jax too. A lot of people are against it. There's still a lot of people in the industry that think she's the worst female on the roster. But those people don't watch Naomi matches. So I mean,
wow.
I hope I don't.
Tell me how you really feel.
I hope my daughter's not listening. My kid would be so pissed at you right now.
Poor Trinity.
It's her favorite wrestler.
No, but she they were going in that direction for a while, like having all the faces with the titles, because it seemed like whoever was backstage wanted to listen to the fans a little too much.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this? We know the crown jewel thing's coming up for the women. We've seen Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. It's a terrible match. Do we think Tiffany Stratton cashes in on Liv Morgan and we get Tiffany and Nia that way possibly?
Because I don't know how you have that match with Liv and Nia. Like, it's not even I don't know.
We just saw it on Raw a few months ago, and it sucked. They can't work together with their physiques.
Yeah, to put it on the big stage like that, like even the Saudis wouldn't want that. Like,
They go to Saudi. Nia's the champion. Right before they're about to go into the ring, Tiffy cashes in backstage, wins against Nia, and we have Barbie versus Skipper.
Okay, cool.
That would be I think Liv and Tiffy is more believable than
I could see that
Liv
for sure.
and Nia. Or even the SmackDown before, they change it up. Because that was one of the things that WWE did this week that I thought was pretty good in drawing that line between what we've seen in the past with the Crown Jewel poster that they put out with Gunther versus Cody. And they started like, we have an alternate poster just in case Sami Zayn wins. They're starting to, talk more about, hey, I know we promoted this match, but this match is happening. We're going to make you believe that someone else can win.
Yeah.
And someone else can be there regardless of what we've already advertised.
Yep. I mean, I assume the reason Sammy lost, and I would love to see Sammy as a world champion. Awesome dude, like really cool guy. I mean, in the ring and outside the ring, like he's a good dude. But I think they're probably going to put him into that bloodline storyline. Would be we've talked about that forever, but I mean, that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
When we get over to Raw, I wrote down some notes on a little bit of foreshadowing that I thought they did really well in the beginning of that. But the only question, or not really question, one observation I had about Bad Blood when Triple H came out and revealed that championship, and the way he worded it, I thought we were going to get a cash in during that match, possibly with Tiffany Stratton. So as I said last episode, I expected Raquel Rodriguez to come back, and I guess that's why they didn't. But we'll see where it goes from here.
Oh,
we're talking about Bad Blood next?
Yeah. Let's see. So, I mean, probably the most predictable pay-per-view. Like, I don't know if you guys did predictions, but I got every single one of mine right. And I'm sure most people did as well, too. CM Punk beat Drew McIntyre. Nia Jax beat Bayley. Damian Priest defeated Finn Balor. Rhea Ripley defeated Liv Morgan via disqualification with our good friend. What's her name? Raquel Gonzalez.
That's what I've been calling her too.
And then Cody and Roman beat the Bloodline via pinfall because of the return of, which we've been asking about forever, Jim Uso.
Glad to see our prayers worked. Jimmy's okay. Thanks, Rikishi, for letting us know that he was not doing good for a while.
I know. I went to an extra mass every week after seeing that. Like I was lighting candles and everything. I was like, I don't know what he's got going on, but
I don't go to church, but I was in church every day of the week praying for him.
Serious business. Yeah, we're glad it was a miracle.
I didn't walk in. I drove by and said, "Hey, Jesus, pray for Jimmy," and then I just kept going. But.
So I guess starting from the top, is Punk and McIntyre, are we done? Is that it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Especially with what happened Monday with Seth walking out right after Punk. It was Punk's thing. I think they're basically telling us we ain't going to see CM Punk again until WrestleMania. And if we do, we'll go back to that Gunther CM Punk match that they teased before. But Drew McIntyre, he might go to SmackDown even too, because I don't know how they can be in the same locker room after this match.
During that match, I don't know if it was the color on my TV because my wife was sitting there. She was watching this one with me, and she knows the same thing I did. Like the blood almost looked like orange. Like we were like, surely that's fake, and then found out afterwards, like, yeah, he legit got busted open. But that was a bloody match.
That really was.
Like that was intense. A lot of people on Reddit were like, "Are they going to clean that mat?"
It was probably the best Hell in a Cell match since Ryback. I can't say that with a straight face. Because Ryback was online after that saying it was a terrible match and all that stuff, and he needs to stop talking.
The big guy didn't show up. I was so ready.
I think that was a perfect end to their feud.
Yeah.
They both got bloodied. They both beat the living hell out of each other. I thought when McIntyre got thrown into the steps, that when they were in the ring, I thought he legit was like broke his back because he hit the edge of the steps.
That was a rough spot. Yeah.
I saw that. Oh, when that happened, I cringed. I was like, oh Lord. But that was a perfect ending to that feud.
The GTS with the chains on the knee, I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah, when he wrapped his leg in the chain, I was like, oh shit, he's about to do the GTS with the chain. I was like, here we go.
That was intense.
I'm really proud of CM Punk too for when the Oxygen came out. Not to say easy dub. I thought he was going to at first. And I'm very proud of him that he was able to draw the line and not rub it in too much.
Mm-hmm.
That whole end of that match afterwards, when he walked out and fell and he got the Oxygen and whatnot, played perfectly into his promo on Monday.
Yeah.
So that was, he's probably one, as far as storytelling wise right now, probably one of the best.
Yeah, best in the world.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he claims.
I just read this. There's a rumor that Goldberg could be getting a match against Braun Breaker at Crown Jewel.
That wouldn't surprise me. I could see it, but I think they should go to Gunther too, because
Rhea Ripley and Raquel got no, I'm saying it. Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I don't see how they would do Gunther and Goldberg at Crown Jewel though, if Gunther's already in that match with Cody.
Yeah, it's too soon.
So Nia and Bayley, it felt like she was just kind of shoehorned into it. Like I didn't really feel like the title was going to change. You know, it is what it is.
The match turned out better than I thought. At least, they went back and forth. Bayley had a chance to actually showcase, her ability against Nia in the ring. So it wasn't like a Nia squash. And I do like how they're, working up to teasing the Tiff cash in. They did perfectly during that match.
She will be a successful cash in. I know they've been saying that women need to have more unsuccessful cash ins, but she will 100% be a successful cash in, like no doubt.
We already had one unsuccessful one this year. We can't do two. Next year we can cross that bridge when we get to it. We don't need that now.
Yeah. So not a bad match. I mean, Nia Jax gets a lot of crap, but I mean, she put on a show. Bayley did well. Like it was pretty.
I'm a fan of the work she's doing. I'm not complaining. I think she's done a better championship run than Bayley did. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I do have to say, since Nia came back last year, what was that, Survivor Series she came back? She's probably had the best year of her career when she came, like over the last even couple months since she won Queen of the Ring. Her matches are above and beyond what they used to be like 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah. Not as many botches. No more
Not
holes.
as many injuries.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll put Ava on that, whatever she did to tune up to get better in the ring. I wonder if she's even doing that right now, possibly seeing they have the family ties to maybe where we could see her at some point go return in ring and do a better job than she did before.
She returns she comes to the bloodline.
I'd be cool with having a mixed War Games match. Like I'd be cool with that. Just a matter of where the Rock's going to fall. As far as that goes, 1, 2, 4.
But if you paid attention to Instagram afterwards, there was a video posted of Solo and Jacob standing next to each other, looking at the Rock coming in. Solo leans over. It's like it's part of the plan. So I'm thinking that the Rock is on Solo's side.
Well, look, he held up the one like this. That should tell you right there alone he's on Solo's side. He didn't hold it up like that.
Yeah, I mean that's how I'd do it. You don't need because you got to build the Rock and Roman at Mania anyway. So
I was expecting a civil war where it's 3 different bloodline teams against each other.
That'd be a lot.
Bloodlines Silver, Bloodline Black and White, and Bloodline Wolfpack.
Another thing that I liked about that 3 fingers thing too, because he could do dual meanings with that. The 3 of them in the ring, he said basically like that, I'm coming after you, and then Cody Roman 3, that's not happening. So between that and then holding the one that way, I think that was a much deeper message than some people are making it out to be.
I would love to see them do a callback to the Las Vegas press conference where The Rock showed the whole bloodline. Yeah, and it showed
the High Chief.
Yep, it showed him as the High Chief. It could be the original Tribal Chief, the new Tribal Chief versus the High Chief. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Did you see his promo? The video, or not? I don't know. I won't even call it a promo. His video that he did after that. I heard people saying on Twitter, they were like, "Don't take a shot every time he says "final boss," you'll die."
Yep. Oh, exactly. I did love his promo by the trucks though, when he shouted out Stone Cold, then Dusty, and then
he's like, "I hate your son."
And I hate your son. Then he looked at John Cena. Go eat your Fruity Pebbles.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
but yeah, it sounded like it was like an off the cuff one.
Yeah,
I loved how he raised the eyebrow too, like looking at me like, "Are you shitting me, Roman? You're really helping this guy out that I have a problem with."
Yeah, you have his back. We just beat the shit out of him at WrestleMania,
and now we're here. Like, what are we doing?
Unless The Rock's going to come in and be like, I'm the High Chief, and I say that Solo's the Tribal Chief type thing. That could.
Yeah, he could anoint him. I could see that.
Yep.
Yeah, because the grandfather died. So,
and that's the one thing I don't understand is with that whole bloodline in the Samoan culture, and I won't pretend to think I know, but with Roman's father passing away, wouldn't that make and Roman and The Rock are from different sides of the family tree? Wouldn't that make Roman the High Chief because he's the eldest, or would it be his dad?
And another thing that I wonder too is can you be like the High Chief or the Tribal Chief with other blood in you? Because Roman, we know he's part Sicilian, I believe. He's Sicilian or Italian, and then The Rock, he had Rocky Johnson, obviously, as his father. So can they even be considered up that high with other blood mixed with them? That's another question that I have, like apart from the wrestling and the real life aspect of it.
We go back to Harry Potter and the Mudbloods.
Sorry about that.
Let me see if I can. Good Lord, this is huge. I'm trying to pull in the
family tree.
The family tree. God, this is massive.
Oh, it's
learning
huge.
Tree.
There is so many. It's not a family tree. It's a family forest at this point.
Yeah, the jungle, the family jungle.
Yeah. It's a family jungle.
Oh my God! I know it's like they're not Catholics, but they apparently have kids like we do.
They are very religious though in the Polynesian culture, because I don't know if you guys seen it, but there was a documentary done on Netflix. I believe it was Untold on Manti Te'o with the fake girlfriend thing there, and he's obviously Polynesian descent. And it shows between wrestling, football, and religious stuff. That's everything that's their whole lives.
All right, let's see if this will be an appropriate size. Good Lord, there's so many of them. I mean, and how many of these guys are actively wrestling? Oh, hold on, I'll try and tweak it a little bit. On to the next match, Priest and Balor. Priest won. I mean, I think everybody saw that coming, so I don't think that was avoidable. I mean, it was a pretty good match, though.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Balor losing so much lately.
He had to get his win back, though.
Yeah, they want to push him and the bloodline or the Judgment Day and all that stuff, and they're just steady losing now.
Yep. Yeah, what are they going to do?
I think we could have done this match on Raw and put Sammy and Gunther on there. Something that, maybe.
I was a little tripped out that they didn't have the IC title match or the world title match on Bad Blood.
Yeah, it was an interesting flow between the matches. I saw the I don't know when this launched, but I noticed the Street Trash shirt. I don't know if that's been around or not, but I finally saw one.
Had a few a month ago, I think.
Yeah,
Finn wore one backstage about a month ago.
Yeah.
It must have been like they ordered 1 million of these things, and then we're like, we're not changing the name, but we have these freaking shirts.
Yep. I thought it was weird that there was no men's title matches on the card at all. The 2 women's titles got defended, but no men's title matches.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yep.
I'm sitting here looking. I'm like, nope. Yeah, that's right.
Not
okay.
once.
One complaint I had about this show too is if you look at the top match is good and the bottom match is good. Everything in the middle wasn't that great. And to have a good sandwich, you got to have good meat and vegetables too. You can't just have great bread. Like
Exactly.
like I don't know. I think this like for the way they hyped this show up and everything, I think it could have been done better. It was a good show. I'm not going to sit here and say it was bad, but I just think with we know how good Triple H can book stuff. This could have been better.
And to all the people that are hating on our marching band, I got 2 words for you.
Oh, hold on. I didn't want to bring it up, but there was one guy from the marching band that really wasn't playing the drums.
Oh, from Roman's orchestra in the beginning, that girl, yeah, she was not playing. It was very much air
like,
drums.
what is going on?
Yeah,
the Cody marching band, that was amazing. Loved it. I loved how they played the trumpet parts during his actual music too. That was phenomenal. But that girl during Roman's friggin' was like, I was like, well, what is going on?
It's like the wrestling's fake. The music doesn't have to be fake.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd change about that when they do all these entrances with the marching bands and stuff is I would put them instead of around the ring to surround it, like on the 2 sides of each side of the stage, like they have in the college game. So they're like in their own section. They can stay there for the whole match. As long as you're not going to use that area, obviously, if they're going outside of the ring.
Arkansas in general, we had an exciting week. It was a pretty good week.
You saw my message, right? I I put in the group chat right after. I'm like, what an upset.
Yeah. It was an exciting week for us. We got fined, but whatever.
Yeah, who cares? You got the win.
Yeah, it's all good.
A dub's a dub.
Yeah, exactly. It was a pretty upsetting week in general in college football. Like I was looking at some of the big games that happened, like
Vanderbilt. Yep.
Yeah, like
Minnesota.
Crazy. Alabama.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Hold on.
Yep. Nice. So that'll be the spinoff show, college football next. And then on to Liv and Rhea with Ripley defeating Morgan via disqualification because of Raquel Rodriguez.
Not understanding how wrestling works and how if you are supposed to come in and cause Liv to get the pin, you don't attack someone that is standing right next to the referee.
Yeah.
It's like, really? The fact that she did that, and then when she threw Liv in the ring and she looked around confused, like, where's the ref to count? It's like, bitch, you're dumb.
I wonder if she's going over to Judgment Day. Like, that would be interesting. I'd be fine.
Oh, they announced it afterwards that she's officially part of the Judgment Day now. Yeah, when she drove them when she was their chauffeur on Monday night,
Okay. So. I missed that part. I was working at the time and watching in the background. So good news. I'm excited because she has about as much personality as like a wet paper sack. So I think doing this is probably a good move.
If they ever wanted to throw the most boring pay-per-view ever, have it headlined by Gunther and her.
And Jason is now muted. So let's continue onward.
Yeah, Gunther versus Hammerstone, and then we could do Nia Jax versus Raquel, something like that. I think
Raquel versus Naomi.
Oh yeah, that's another one too.
Gunther versus Hammerstone in an Iron Man match, so you get 60 minutes of it.
Yeah, there you go.
I could watch something else for an hour. Let's go.
So we finished with the Cody and Roman versus Jacob and Solo match. Honestly, better than expected. Jacob is awesome. So I hope people are starting to wake up to that. People that weren't familiar with him, like, that dude's a beast.
He's amazing in the ring.
Yeah. I was surprised with the outcome, though, because I felt like the Bloodline needed the win more than Cody and Roman.
Can't have Roman lose 2 matches in a row.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it was done perfectly with Jimmy coming back the way he did. The only thing that weirded me out is how he slid right between GOD, and they didn't even was like, oh, something's next to us, but because he slid right between them. But the way he came back and the way it ended, I thought was perfect.
And the fact that you could see under the ring already, so it was Yep. I was curious who it was going to be. I knew someone was going to interfere. Jimmy was probably the last one I would have guessed. I was thinking maybe Hikuleo or like The Rock or something, but Jimmy being the interfering one was quite surprising. No Yeet was had that night.
I I kind of thought he was going to come back, but then, you know, I was considering, you know, Hikuleo finally making his debut, but then there was rumors that he's going to be on NXT. But and then with Zilla canceling all of his appearances, I thought possibly him. But now that we have 2 months pretty much until War Games,
yeah,
I think we're going to see a lot of them starting to come out week after week.
It's because they've got to build a lot of story between now and then. So yeah, there's a lot that's got to be done.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how they do it. But
do we
I
think
think
Seth Rollins factor?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we think Seth Rollins factors into this at all? Because like what they did on Monday, they had Jay out there, and then him and Seth, he gave him like a bad look almost. So do we see Seth turn heel, maybe seeing he's dressed differently and possibly join that other side some way to go against Roman?
I kind of got weird Shield vibes from Seth.
Yeah, exactly. From that outfit,
the vest he had on was kind of like the bulletproof vest they wore, or the Kevlar vest they had on when they were the Shield. And I saw something on Instagram that somebody stated that there's rumors that Roman might recreate the Shield. And I'm wondering if instead of Seth going heel, he actually joins Roman.
Ooh.
After how WrestleMania ended, I don't know. That would be very.
And then Cody's going to come out in a Shield costume like Seth Angle and be all smiling and stuff.
All red, white, and blue. But what we saw at WrestleMania, we never thought we'd see Cody and Roman in the ring together, how that ended. Which we just did. So we could see, you know, Cody go on this this rampage of trying to get people to forgive Roman, because Roman did have his back like he said he would, and bringing people in to help.
It's a good that's a good effect right there. I like that.
Seth could get pissed at Cody like KO is too, and for going with to help Roman. That could be like a domino effect where you could do the 3 feuds. You do KO, then Seth, then Randy.
Well, I guess we can spill over to Raw then and kind of get into some of that. I started at the top. I only watched like half of Raw, so I went to fill in the end.
You didn't miss nothing. This was terrible.
So Jay defeated Xavier Woods. Sheamus defeated Pete Dunne. A whole lot of women defeated the Pure Funk something or other and the Unholy Union.
The Forehead Collective.
The Forehead Collective, and then Gunther defeated Sami Zayn via referee stoppage to retain the title. First, the flow of the show. A lot of people online complaining about it. What do we think?
I thought it wasn't bad, but I do see that over the years of Raw being 3 hours, it showed that we could fit all of that into 2. And still have a complete show.
Yeah.
We had promos, we had Jey Uso, we had Cody was out there, you know, we had a few different. Seth came out to cut a promo, CM Punk had a promo. We had 4 matches that were not terrible.
Yeah.
But we did have 4 decent matches, and it just shows that they could have been doing this 2-hour thing for a long time and still got what they needed done.
See, I don't mind a 3-hour show if it's well done. Back when Nitro was on 3 hours, it felt like you couldn't get enough of it. NXT, I would love an extra hour. Like if there's good writing and talent and storylines and matches, cool, go for it. SmackDown 2016, 2017, that is a 3-hour show, would have been like gangbusters. But Raw, they can't do it. Like the past several years, I mean, there's been those periods where it's like, man, Raw is awesome right now, but they're like so few and far between.
And then there's those Raws where you get to like 9:30 and you're like, oh shit, there's still another hour and a half.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why they don't try this, because I think 3 hours is too much in 2 hours. Triple H always has trouble with time management. It seems no matter what the time of the show is, that they're always quick to get it in. Like, why don't they try 2.5 hours? Because you could just throw some extra commercials in there if you don't use all of it, and that way you got some extra time to do it. Because I felt like it was sort of almost like Vince Russo with back-to-back right after everything, and then you get a match like this 10-woman tag match. It turns into Paul McMahon all of a sudden, and I don't know. It was too many commercials too. You can't, even though it's in picture. I wasn't a fan of it. I like the move to 2 hours, but I don't really give them a pass on the scene. They book 2-hour NXTs and SmackDowns. They should know how to book a 2-hour show.
Yeah. The commercials during the matches were way too many. I do agree with that. Granted, picture in picture, we could still see the match, but it's just a little much.
Yeah. So maybe they'll find their stride. I know Triple H said that that he doesn't know how long it's going to be when it's on Netflix, and also that there's apparently not going to be a way around the ads from what I've read. So I think all that is still very much up in the air. But I don't see why Netflix doesn't let them do a 3-hour show. I mean, there's nothing on before or after them, so who cares?
Exactly. And then they won't have to cut at the end of the show when everyone's like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And black screen.
They shouldn't even have a set time, to be honest with you. They should just do a ballpark, have it be like a soft 2 hours, soft 2.5 hours. If you need the time, use it. If you don't use it, because it's not like you have a full block on a network station coming up.
Yeah. The good thing about touching on SmackDown real quick, with them going to 3 hours and whatnot, starting in 2025, that they got the go-ahead to run long if they have to.
Yeah.
Since they're on USA and not network TV now, which will be good.
Yeah. I think I would definitely be more okay with the longer run SmackDown right now, because there's been a lot of times it feels like there's so much stuff left out of SmackDown, or like talent that should be on TV that isn't on TV. So 3-hour SmackDown would be cool with their roster, because I think there's a lot more stories to tell and a lot more people that could get more fleshed out.
I think like what Mike said is not having set times for Raw. Do like they do with pay-per-views, start at 8:00 and just put 8 to 11 like pay-per-views do. There's pay-per-views that end at 10:45. There's if they don't have enough, to do that week. If they don't have any pay-per-views coming up and there's no stories to pretty much tell that week, cut it short. If you got a jam-packed show for the go-home show, have it run a little long.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I wouldn't
play it by ear, week by week.
Yeah,
even this Donnybrook match, we had that on Bad Blood. This was phenomenal work by Pete Dunne and Sheamus. That was a phenomenal match. I thought.
Yeah, I want to see what comes from that after Sheamus posted on Instagram right after it. He was like, "Yep, Butch is dead. Long live Pete Dunne." So I'm like, okay, so are they gonna, get back together? Are they gonna be a tag team? What's gonna happen?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be good with them being a tag team. The Bar is one of my all-time favorite tag teams. Sheamus works really well with a partner, and I think him and Pete Dunne could just be dominant.
Yep. They just got to bring back Claudio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They fumbled so much. When he left, I was so disappointed. I loved him. He was one of my favorites from that time.
But that was still during the Vince era when people were leaving because of Vince. Yeah. So we can't fault him for that. Vince, dropped the ball a lot because of who he was as a person. So.
And I was excited when he went on to be Ring of Honor champion, because I've said for years he deserved a world championship, and it was cool that at least he got one somewhere else after that. It was well deserved. So Gunther and Sami Zayn. Who is Gunther going to feud with next? Do we think Seth? Do we think that'll be a thing, or is CM going to feud with Seth, or triple threat? Where are we going with this next?
I don't know. They got a lot of directions that they could go. I think after Cody, we're just gonna have to wait and see, because all those people you named, they could easily book them into it.
Yeah.
If they want to play long term with Gunther being the champion, they need to Because since he won the title, he hasn't been on every week. He hasn't really had. He's only defended the title twice. They need to bring in someone that's going to elevate him and make people want to watch him. Because when I was watching Bad Blood, we were talking. Me and a couple of my friends were talking about it. Like, Gunther isn't the most entertaining. Yeah, he comes in. He stands tall. He's a strong dude. He plays that character good. But entertainment-wise, he's good in the ring. But a lot of fans need to buy into the character and the person and the entertainment side of it, and he just doesn't have that. So they need to bring in someone that's going to bring that out of him.
I would like them to run it back with Seth. Seth could come and be like, "Look, this is the working man's championship. You're not defending it. Like you're half butting it and stuff like that. Yep. Like run it back with Seth." Gunther his promos are better now than they were before. So you give him more promos, let him practice, and I think him and Seth would be the way to go if I had to write it.
He could be going after the IC title though, because he did not look happy that Jey Uso came out.
No. As much as I talk trash about Gunther, like I said, his in-ring, he's good. His matches are entertaining. He's good in the ring. That character. So if he did feud with Jey, I think that would probably be one of his better options, because I don't think Braun Breaker is quite ready to be that top guy yet.
No, not yet.
No. Yeah. His promo ability is getting better, but it's not there. And I think if you want to push someone as a champion, and like I've said numerous times in the past, that champion needs to sell tickets. That champion needs to be that person that's going to make the company money. Neither one of them are ready yet.
Gunther ain't out there selling merch. Like, I don't see him ever listed in the top sellers.
Does he have T-shirts on Fanatics?
They're not that great. He has some. I don't own one. Like, I like him a lot, but I don't own one just because none of them have really stood out to me. A lot of them just kind of like has his face on them or something like that. Like, they're pretty generic. I mean, this is as of like a few weeks ago. I don't know if they put anything new out, but like, I haven't seen anything interesting of his like at all. I think I have an Imperium shirt, but I don't think I have anything Gunther like specific.
No.
But I liked Imperium a lot, so I was that was a good stable for me. I wish they would have just held hard, like firm with Imperium, gave them the tag team championships while Gunther holds the world championship. Dominant stable. True. Instead, they had to rebrand, Italian Pitbull guy and
season speed bracket coming up.
Oh man, no.
I'm with Fanatics right now.
I guess
over with WWE's merch thing in general.
Since Fanatics took it over, it hasn't been as good.
I don't like it because, like, when Jimmy came back on at Bad Blood, that shirt, they're not the ones. I went on to order it. They have it available to buy at events, but it's not going to ship from Fanatics until November 8th.
Yeah, their draw periods are way longer. Like the Cody shirts from Mania, I got those like after a month.
Yeah, and the Wyatt 6 ones too. I didn't get till a month later.
Yeah.
But when I went to SmackDown and Raw, like a week afterwards, they had tons of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because they're probably doing campaigns with them. They got to get a certain amount ordered under their belt to put in that bulk order. They can do the small ones probably themselves with whatever they got, but that would be my guess is why they do that.
The Jimmy Uso one, when I went online, I ordered like a 2X, and then I went online. I went back because I was going to order another one for a friend of mine. Sold out literally within 5 minutes after Bad Blood was over.
Nice. Good. That's what you want to see.
Yep.
So I guess to wrap up, we'll close out with last night's NXT with Bianca Jade and Kalani Jordan, which I'll watch that all day, every day, defeating the Fatal Influence, Fallon, JC, and Jasmine. I'll pause this one for a second. Fraxium defeating A-Town Down Under to retain the titles. Randy Orton defeating Javon Evans, and then here it is. You ready? Wait for it. Tony.
Yep.
Tony D is your new champion.
That just opens up Oba Femi to feud with
Hammerstone.
There you go.
Omos.
Omos.
No serious note. So he'll be going on to the NXT title. So he'll be in that picture.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I was just about to say. He's going to go feud with Trick Williams. Two big guys.
Yeah. And Omos can go, so I'm good with him with anyone. Bring Omos back, put him in a picture with Oba Femi, and make that headline a pay-per-view.
Oh, release Omos so he can go be with the Hurt Collective or the Hurt Syndicate in AEW.
Do they have a name?
Yeah, the Hurt Syndicate. They trademarked at least.
Yeah, they're going to be called the Hurt Syndicate.
Oh my God. Why?
Yep. Because it's supposedly going to be Shelton Benjamin, MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Swerve Strickland.
Possibly Powerhouse Hobbs, I heard too.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
AEW's Gunther.
Okay.
Boring as hell.
Is there what is going on with Omos? Is there anything
No,
someone thought Pat McAfee was referring to Omos with the big guy. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pat McAfee didn't do a good job of hiding the Rock coming back.
Yeah, no. Well, they wanted people to know to drive up the ratings.
But who do we see as the first person to try to feud with Tony for the NXT North American?
We run back Charlie Dempsey. No, I'm just kidding. We don't need to see that again.
Nope.
But
I wouldn't mind Sean Spears.
Oh. Sean Spears, bring over Matt Cardona.
Oh,
have that crossover.
Yeah. Joe Hendry.
Oh, I don't think we're going to see Joe Hendry in WWE again until Royal Rumble.
There we go.
You could feud with Hammerstone.
Jesus.
You paid him to get the job done. You didn't get a job. Didn't get the job done. The story writes itself.
Timu Brock Lesnar.
Well, actually, didn't someone confront him backstage? If I remember correctly, Tony D on last night's NXT. I don't have it in my notes, but
I may have missed it. I stepped away from NXT for a minute last night.
I think he bumped into someone for 2 seconds. I could be thinking Alexis King and Charlie Dempsey though too.
Cutler James.
Yeah. There we go.
I mean, I don't think you'd do Ethan Page because I don't think he'd want to downgrade.
I think that might have been who he bumped into, but I think we might see him on the main roster soon too, where they showed him at Raw trying to talk to Adam Pearce.
Noam Dar, maybe.
Isn't he injured?
Wesley, maybe.
He's going after he's in the number 1 contender match next week for the NXT championship.
Yeah, I don't really see anyone else.
Yeah, he's in that match that rare triple threat match next week.
Yeah.
Andre Chase?
Maybe Ridge Holland. I could see that.
I could see Ridge Holland, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ashante the Adonis?
Nah, not yet.
No.
He needs to get some more wins under his belt.
I really can't see anybody else that would be I mean, maybe they could just run undercard talent at him just to let him build up a streak, maybe.
Probably. That's probably what they'll do.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I can't really think of anybody that's like a considerable threat, but not just that, but one that would be interesting storyline-wise with what he's doing. Like, I don't know.
Joe Coffey.
But, I mean, the chairman against the Dawn, I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I can really see anyone else. So, and of course, it does go. We need to mention Sexy Red last night. Booker T was feeling it. They were in St. Louis. Like, come on.
I'm not opposed to having her on the show. I'm cool with it. I'd rather see her than who they got the intro song for SmackDown.
Did you see the Shawn Michaels and Triple H promo?
Yeah.
Oh man, that was
great.
good.
Okay.
The callback to when they did the USA. We won't say this. We won't say this after 10 o'clock. And
but they were doing all those like Gen Z terms. Like I had to look up most of them. I was like, I don't know. I was texting my daughter. I was like, what is Skibbity Ohio? Like, I don't know what any of this is.
Skibbity toilet or whatever the hell it is.
I was like,
what the hell is that?
I thought they were going to use real words. I'm like, this is gibberish.
Yep.
So what's our next? Is Crown Jewel our next one?
Yep. 4 weeks from now, I believe.
War Games. November 2nd, Crown Jewel.
And then we got Saturday night's main event, and then probably we'll have day one, New Year's Revolution, something like that after that.
Did you guys see that Saturday night's main event is classified as a PLE?
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 of them a year, so I mean, it is kind of a, I guess.
Seeing NBC Universal has the rights to it, they maybe everything that's not on USA, they might consider that they give them as PLE.
Yeah.
I love the promo they did for it, like that throwback graphics, like that thing was good. Like whoever produced that, it was awesome. The Wyatt Six, I guess we should check because we haven't talked about them. So how do we feel about their next feud?
Who is their next feud?
I was gonna say, didn't they? Who was it that they cut in on? I know it wasn't Cody, but
they say that the next one, the rumor for the next one was what's his name? Seth was one of the ones that was rumored.
Cross, because they did the
that's when they
graphic over the Miz.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Which would be fine because I mean that stable against the Ellerlings thing.
But then they also had a quick breakup in the feed during Cody's promo or when Cody came in.
Yeah, I have not looked that one up yet. With the QRs. Yeah.
It's probably going to be the Miz going in with Karrion Kross and all that because the Miz turned on.
Oh, the Miz was one of the other ones that was rumored too. Yeah, that was what I was about to say. Yep. I've slept since then.
Final Testament and Judgment Day. I can see that. Do a quick feud with them and then maybe something like that.
Some of the comments I've been seeing are kind of what we've talked about before, that a lot of people are kind of boring of them and all, and it's unfortunate with the direction that it's gone. So I can't say I disagree with them. So I'm hoping that there can be some life breathed back into that.
I think I'm thinking that Braun Strowman's injuries will work. I think that to get the Wyatt Six to be, relevant again and to bring fans back into it, when Braun Strowman comes back, he needs to come back with Alexa to feud with the Wyatt Six.
Yeah. If Howdy has to get a loss, I think Strowman would be a believable one. I think that'd be a good first pin to eat.
That would be a good feud with them. We knew your brother. We were part of the family, and then feud with them. Alexa and Nikki can feud again because that was probably one of the better female feuds.
-1 shows up.
Oh, Jesus. He's got a standing contract with AEW though. I don't know if Tony Khan would allow that.
I mean, it'd be a nice throwback. I'd be good with it.
Oh, I would. But yeah, I think that would be probably one of the better things they need to do.
Yeah, I'd like that. I mean, if Uncle Howdy has to get a pin at some point, and of course he does because he's not invincible, like Braun would be the perfect first loss for him.
Yep.
Like that would be just beautiful. And there could be so many storylines with that. Like they could do backstage stuff. Like I know the cabin burned down or whatever, but probably not many people remember that. So maybe they do a promo with Braun at like the wreckage of the cabin going through stuff or something. Like there's a lot you could do.
Yep.
And yeah, Alexa, I think if she's going to come back and if she's going to be in that, I would rather her do that than be like a second woman in the Wyatt Six, because then that devalues Nikki Cross, I think. And yeah.
But the only thing they could do there is have them go after the tag titles.
Yeah.
Because they were a tag team before. They were tag champions together before. That would be decent, but
yeah.
I don't think it's the best route to keep the Wyatt Six relevant.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, do you guys have anything else before we wrap up? I'm getting hungry.
No, that's it.
I'm getting hungry too.
All right. Well, thanks to everybody for joining us this week and taking in our fine programming. To all of our audio listeners, thanks for checking us out week after week. Spotify, Overcast, iTunes, wherever you guys are. And the video audience, thanks for being here as well. It is Wednesday, so the next show up will be SmackDown, and we'll see the continuation of the storylines from Bad Blood. So we're looking forward to an exciting week. Thanks for being here, and we'll resume next time.